we all know Greece and the capital of it, which is Athens. And we all think, if we think about Athens, of course about sun and beautiful natural beaches, and everything is super stunning there. But could you imagine that if you go there to spring or like beginning of spring, you can get a heavy snowstorm? And if you want to learn a trick how you can go to Mykonos under $100 from Athens, just stay on. Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to speak about 10 shocks about Greece, Athens. And just let's begin with it with shock number 10 or 1. I don't know. So let's begin with fact number 1. When you come to Athens, to the international airport, it's kind of weird to get to the city because, you know, you could take an Uber, for example, or you could take the public transportation. It is really cheap. It's about $10 or 10 euros for the public transportation to Athens city. But the vibe is kind of strange because the clocks at the tram station doesn't work, and it doesn't show you anywhere in which direction the tram goes, and nobody tells you. We bought our tickets with a guy at the station, and yeah, and we asked him how do we get there, and he was just like, yeah, just go. And we're like, okay. So we got to the station, and the train came, and we didn't know, okay, in which direction does it go? And like we were asking other people, and they were like, yeah, I don't know either. So it was kind of difficult to get there, but if you're inside, it's like a 30 minutes drive and you're inside the city. If you're traveling with more than one person, like if you're 3 or 4 person, you can also take the Uber. The Uber drivers are super friendly, but you have to be careful because from the airport to the city center, many want to try to scam you. For example, with us, it was he accepted the ride with Uber, but he just didn't came. And with us, it was to the way back to the airport for the flight back. And so we were really stressed out. And he was like calling us, yeah, 10 minutes. And then we saw on the screen that he was driving back. So we had to cancel the ride, and he got 50% of it. So be careful with that. Okay. But what's also really nice, if you're in the city, it's super cheap to go with Uber. They're super friendly. They will be there in a minute. And they're really happy person. Like almost everyone speaks good English with you. And now we're already at fact number 2. And this is that everybody in Athens speaks really, really good English. Like Greece, the Greek language is kind of different than other languages. I don't know, it's not like Spanish or English, or it's kind of a very unique language. So it really surprised me that everybody spoke so good English. And even if they don't speak English, one of our Uber driver had his translator, his Google translator, and he was just talking in Greek into the translator, and then it translated it loud for us in English, and so we could communicate with him. Yes. Let's continue with fact number 3. Okay, so you guys are thinking, okay, Greek, maybe you already heard about the good kitchen in Greek, and I have to say, Greek food is phenomenal. It's super delicious, and also it's kind of really, really cheap. Even if you go to a really expensive restaurant, you can get like the gyros or the souvlaki or whatever you like into pita bread. And even if their prices are like 20 euros for a dish, you can get it for 2 to 4 euros. It's always delicious, and yeah, everyone has some pennies to buy that. And I also would recommend to buy, like, they have skewer sticks, you know. And for example, if you buy a portion, it comes with 3 sticks normally, and potato chips and some salad. But if you just buy the sticks, they will be like 2 euros per stick, but you get also potato chips with it and also some little salad, you know. So if you don't want to have so much meat, it's a good tip, so you can you can go cheaper. And we don't want to forget our vegetarian friends. I have to say it's kind of rough in Greece with vegetarian food, but they also have traditional vegetarian food like moussak, I think it was called moussak, and yeah, there are also salads and stuff, but still it's kind of rough, but you can definitely find something really delicious and also traditional, which isn't only wheat-based. Go to fact number 4. What was kind of strange for us was that, like, in some places, people were like in restaurants, they even left you and they went away and they weren't even kind of scared you wouldn't pay. But kind of in the more fancy places, the people were kind of scared that you would purchase a cocktail and then just run. Like, we were at this place in the beach and we were paying and we were already ordering another drink, and then the cashier came to our table and who was like, yeah, can you pay? And we were like, okay, did we do something wrong, or we just ordered our next drink? And like, there are restaurants where you pay like directly, but in this case it wasn't like this. So we were kind of confused why, like, does it happen often in Greek that people don't pay and just run? So yeah, this was also kind of confusing for us. And in restaurants you always get a bottle of water. In some restaurants, like I had the feeling in the more expensive restaurants, it was like tap water. You can drink tap water in Athens, so you didn't have to pay. But in the more cheaper restaurants, one time we had to pay 6 euros for one bottle of water. So be careful with that. So let's continue with fact number 5. What is really strange is that, like, the first Airbnb we stayed in, it wasn't super fancy, but it was kind of nice, like fancy. And when you were walking through the neighborhood, it didn't look that fancy or beautiful. Like, the house itself, the paint was already gone, and yeah, it didn't overall seem that pretty. But what really surprised us is that the doors, they're always really magnificent. Is it an English word? 9? Okay. So the doors, they were always like big, and the entrance hall was huge and really beautiful, and as soon as you got to the door, all places looked really, really beautiful and fancy. Fact number 6. Like I mentioned, we stayed in the one Airbnb, and later on we stayed in the second one. And what really shocked us, it was really central in Athens, but there were a lot of drug people. And we were really surprised about that. So we watched a documentary about, okay, how is the drug scene in Athens, and how, like, what are they taking and stuff like that. And then we found out that there is like a specific drug they take in Greece. It's called sisa. And this drug, it makes you like really paranoid, really active, a little bit aggressive. And we got kind of scared, to be honest. And we stayed the first day in the Airbnb, we ordered food in, and as we walked out of the door when we ordered the food, was that there was a person sitting like in our door, and he was smoking this stuff we just watched on TV. So it was really, really terrifying. But you have to know, you don't have to be scared of them. If you don't touch them, they will not touch you. So every country has problems with drugs, and like, if you're in Athens, in the city, like in the capital of the city, of course you will meet some drug or strange people, but there's no reason to be scared. Just leave them alone, and they will leave you alone as well. As you were seeing on our thumbnail, it should be snowing in Greek in spring. Like, what? We were super surprised because we're from Germany, or I'm from Germany originally, and it's pretty cold here in winter and also in spring. So we went there and we were hoping for sun, and like all my friends, they told me they were also there in the same month in March, and it was always super sunny. You could go out with t-shirt, and we were so shocked. We came there and it was snowing, and it wasn't just a little bit of snow, it was a real snowstorm. It was really, really tough. And also the Uber driver told us that it snows like one time in 10 years, so we were super confused, and we were like, wow, we came in the perfect day. But what even surprised me more is like 3 days after it, we went to the beach and there were people swimming. So like in my head, I just couldn't put it together that like one day it's snowing, the next day you can go and swim at the beach. This is like really crazy. Talking about beaches, so we're coming to fact number 8. What was really crazy that I don't know if it's only like this in winter time, that the beaches, they are completely abandoned and most of them are even closed. So, you know, these lost places, and the beaches, they were kind of like a lost place. So this was kind of interesting to see that, because of course Athens is more like a city, like, yeah, city, not like the beach city, but also it's not so far to the beach, it's like 20 minutes. Yeah, and this surprised us as well, because I mean, who doesn't want to go swimming in summer or in warm countries? What was also quite interesting for us, I think everybody already saw, like in England, next to the palace, they have these military people who are not allowed to walk, or they're super stiff. And we were so surprised that Greek had like his own military with their own clothing, and they were like just as well like this. And it was super interesting to watch them, like they move and stuff. And there was like one specific street which was full of them, full of police, full of army. And one Uber driver told us that this street is where the politicians live, and they were like the Greek people and the politicians, they don't go along that well, and that's why they have so much security and so much military next to the houses, so they can protect them, which was really strange to see that like areas where we lived with the drug scene and everything, there was like not that much police, but then this one street, which was not that central, was completely full with military. Fact number 10. Like I already told you, we were there, it wasn't that nice weather, it was cold and it was snowing, but I have a life hack for you how you can go under $100 to Mykonos from Athens. And we saw that you can take a ferry from Athens to Mykonos for around $40 one way, which is kind of super cheap. And I think that's a super nice life hack. For example, if you're coming from Europe, a flight to Athens, for us it was like 20 euros per flight. And if I wanted to go directly to Mykonos, it would be like 600 euros a flight, so it's super expensive. So I think this is a pretty nice life hack, and you can go to Athens. From Athens you can just take the boat to Mykonos and you have this nice boat trip included. It was like 3 or 4 hours, it's not that long, but I think it's a pretty cool adventure, and also, I mean, who doesn't want to do that? If you had any shocks visiting the city, just tell me about it, comment in the comment section down below, and I would be super interested what you experienced, because it's a really cool, unique country, and I think there's so much more to it, so I would be very interested in that. If you liked my video and you want more videos like that, like we checked out a lot of the party miles, the bars, it's really diverse, and you want to hear maybe what to do in Athens, what if you're on a low budget trip, for example, we have many ideas or tips or tricks. So if you're interested in that, also comment below and give me a thumbs up and subscribe.